welcome to our final tutorial. I'm going to show you guys today how to create a hockey puck and make it smash into a bunch of cans. It's pretty somewhat advanced, so we're just going to start here by making a box for our plane, and we'll give it the full length of the plane and give it just a little bit of height. And we'll make this white and will be our surface for the hockey puck and our cans. We'll start with we'll just do some cylinders for our cans over here. Pretty simple. Just click and drag and click and drag. We'll probably want these to be have a radius of 2, maybe a radius of 5, and about a height of 10. And basically play around with it until it looks like about a can. And now shift and click while you have the move tool selected, and it will give us a clone. And just move it over to the right. And now we want it to have selected copy, and we'll say we want about 5 copies, and it's going to give us 5 more cans. We'll select them all again and shift and click again and move them in the Y direction and line them up nice and similar. We only want 1 copy, and maybe move these over to the right a little bit, and we can delete the last one, kind of make a starting of a pyramid here. And you just kind of keep repeating the process and shift and click and hit OK, move it to the right, and I think that's good enough for our cans. Oops, let's move it a little bit here and delete the last one. And then we got a little bit of a pyramid here. I'm going to color these red just because make it look like Coca-Cola, my favorite beverage, And those are our cans. Now let's create our hockey puck. You just make another cylinder and make it over here. Give it a decent size, and we'll give it about a radius of 6 and maybe a height of 3. Yeah, it's a decent hockey puck. And we'll color this black. Or we'll make it a gray so we can see it a little bit better. And now we have our hockey puck and our cans. Now we're going to want to create a hockey stick. Basically, we're going to click and drag, make it nice and long, give it a little bit of height. I think what I did here is give it about 100 and about it was like 2.5. Now we're going to want to rotate give this a color, like good wooden color, yellow. And let's rotate this to be in the, I guess, the hockey stick type direction. Move it up and move it over so it's nicely lined up with our hockey puck. And now we can create let's just move it a little bit over this way so it's behind it. And let's create the other aspect of our hockey stick, just the blade part. And we'll just, make it there. We'll probably have it be 15 in length. 2.5. We'll have the same width and height, so it just kind of lines up with the other one. And we'll have the same color. Let's line that up using our other windows and move it so we get it nicely lined up and it is in a good spot. And we're going to take these two, control click both of them, and go up to here, go to group, and group them together. And we'll just call it group 1 because it's going to be our only group. And now we have our stick, our puck, and our cans. Now that we have all of our pieces of the puzzle, oh wait, we probably want to, we don't need a wall, but maybe we'll add that later. Now we have all of our pieces of the puzzle. We're going to click Control A to select all of our objects and go over here to create rigid body collection. And it's going to put this thing right in the middle, so I'll just move it up out of the way. And here all these objects are added to it. There. And now if you scroll down on the left here all the way to the bottom, click on each object and we can give it a mass and its friction. We'll give our hockey puck about a 5, and we can leave the friction where it is. We're going to want it to be unyielding because it's going to be banging into these cans and knocking them over, and we're going to want it to be a bounding box. And for our surface, we'll give that a mass of about 50 or so, and we'll click inactive and unyielding, and we want it to be a concave mesh. For our hockey stick, it's not going to let us change the mass, but we're just going to give it unyielding, and that should be fine. Now select all of our cans, give them a mass of about 3, and make those bounding boxes as well. And what we're going to want to do next now is to animate the stick. Let's click here and make sure auto key is selected. Move to about the 5th frame. Rotate it to where we want it to be. And move it back, and then we're going to move it forward. And then we're going to move the puck as well into our cans. So let's move it here, make it about halfway, and give it a little bit of lift. And we also want our stick to rotate to about here. And as you can see, I forgot to set the key for the puck, so we got to set that. Click there and we'll actually get rid of this key of the puck, and that was not what we wanted. Undo that. Make sure this keyframe is selected. It'll turn white. Delete it, and let's get our puck back where we wanted it to be originally. Make sure auto key is not on. Move it back. Drag it over there. And there we go. Okay. Right about here, this 8th frame, we're going to set the key for the puck so that it knows to move, not to move from the beginning. So as it strikes the puck, we can move it. Move it over, move it up. And make sure you set the key, move over a few more frames, and move it over, move it up, move it over a little bit more. Oh, I didn't have auto key selected. That was a mistake. Undo that. Select auto key. Now move it to where we want it to go. And set the key. Give a few more frames. Select auto key again, and we'll just move it. Oops. Gotta select our puck. Move it a little more. And there we have it. Now it gets a little bit of height there. It hits about in the middle of the cans. And now what we're going to want to do is go to the Utilities tab and open up Reactor. And go to the World tab, and you're going to want the cold tolerance to just be set at 1. And you can go to Preview and Animation, and we'll have it just end at, you know, frame 50 or so. I'll leave it at 100 for now. And we can preview what it looks like and press play, and hits the cans pretty well there. And that's pretty much it for animating the puck in 3ds Max. Now we'll just have to render it, and you go here to render, and select the range of frames. Really all we go to is about, I'll just leave it at 40 or so because the cans kind of disperse on their own. All we have to, I'm sorry, I missed an aspect. You have to create the animation before we save it. So that there we go. Now it's set up to, I don't know why the bottom layer of cans decides to fall through, but that's just what happens. We'll leave it like that for now. But hits those 2 cans, knocks them off, and they fall out of the screen at about 66. So we'll render it from 0 to 66, and I'll set it to the HD TV. You want a high quality rendering, and we'll save it to render output where it's default save, and we'll just call this Puck into Cans or something like that. And make sure it's AVI format and hit save. You can leave it at 50 and click render. Oh, that's not what we wanted. You want to make sure you have the perspective viewport selected when you render. And there we go. This is what we want. And we'll render each frame and we'll go through that. But that's basically it for rendering our hockey puck going into the cans. And alright, thanks for listening.